I don't even know what I'll be saying at the beginning of these. Let me pull this up since y'all don't want to talk.
First of all, nobody knew you started.
I said I was going to start though.
Yeah, but you kept talking even after. Okay.
I gotta
My
talk.
baby
Someone
goes
has to talk to
downtown.
start, Sha.
No,
Thinking
meaning
about
like you didn't say, "All
baby.
right, guys, we gonna get into it," like or something like that. We definitely had a conversation prior to you hitting the "Let's go" button, but okay.
I don't know what's happening.
It's
I don't know what's happening.
okay. Go ahead and do your thing. Run the show, Keith.
I'm trying to figure out what I'll be saying.
Um,
Y'all,
hey guys,
y'all
you
be
be
like,
like, "Hey
what I'll
guys,"
be like. I want to hear what I'll be like.
you be like, "Hey everyone, welcome to Thank God for the group chat," and this is about to start in 30 seconds or
Mm,
something like that.
I found it. Okay. We not starting at 8 o'clock anymore. Cause if we started at 9:30, they would have been here.
That's just today. We need to go to bed, Keith. 9:30 is too late.
Definitely gotta go to bed.
9:30 was just fine. Alana was like,
It,
she
and
got
I was and I
she
was
got to be
struggling until
she
it
got
became
to
an
be
option to do 8, and it was like that would be much better actually. 9:30 is late.
No, 8 was always an option.
No one knew that.
Yes, no, I asked y'all when could we start, and y'all
You're
was
a
like,
dictator.
I'm not. I now resent that. Thank God for the group chat is a Fresh Air Media production. This episode was recorded Monday, February 8th, 2021. The events discussed may have changed by the time you hear this. Episode 139 will start in exactly 30 seconds.
I need an arm pump, I can be back, you welcome me back, you wanna yell till you fall, I can't give a damn. You want pump, I can be back, you welcome me back, you wanna dance sad, you should welcome me back, you wanna pump, I can be back, you welcome me back, you wanna yell till you fall, I can't give a damn. You want pump, I can be back, you welcome me back, you wanna dance sad, you should welcome me back, you should welcome, you should welcome, you should welcome, you should welcome me back, you should welcome, you should welcome, you should welcome, you should welcome me back.
Snow takes a lot out of a person,
Way too much out of a person.
God
especially
bless
when you
y'all.
in it all day. Like,
Like I have to shovel one more path. I cannot. Like it's getting to the point now. I literally just keep the shovel in my car just in case.
I'm about to start. I'm about to like keep a little portable shovel, like something that that can be like detractable and stuff.
I don't.
Like,
I don't even care. It like I just took the shovel that was like the one I use here, and I just
okay,
put it in the trunk. I said I can't do this. Like
yeah,
it's really getting annoying now though. Like the
yeah.
slush. I'm like, oh,
Like I don't mind when it snows, but the
beautiful.
snow on top of the other snow that falls, I'm like, come on, God, you doing too much now.
Yeah, that's how I felt on Sunday. I was just because I didn't think it was really gonna hit our area, like the Monmouth County area. So
Why you
when
why
I
you
woke up,
why you think that?
I don't know because sometimes when I get hyped, like oh yeah, it's about to snow, I'm not about to have to do nothing. It doesn't work out like that, so I just took it out of sight, out of mind, I guess. So I got up with all intentions of having my Sunday routine, and then I looked out the window and went, oh, I was like, wow. It was like really, to me, it was coming down harder than the first time.
Yeah,
Hmm.
harder but shorter.
Yeah, it was just shorter. Yeah, but
Shorter.
it
Yeah.
was coming down
So it
hard.
cleared up pretty quickly, but like, it's crazy. Hey guys, this is Keith and you are listening to Thank God for the group chat. Today I have with me Alana and Sharice, um, my old faithfuls. Shout out to y'all. Devin couldn't be here for reasons. Tobias couldn't be here for reasons.
Not reasons. Like, sheesh.
Reasons. Oh, reasons. They're not here.
Oh,
They
my
couldn't be here for a reason. Shout out to our listenership, our Facebook listenership. No one is watching right now because we started early as a month. Literally zero. Shout out to the one person that just popped up just there.
Oh man.
I mean, fam, this snow is no joke. We are in New Jersey. This snow is no joke. Has nor'easter hit? I think we in a nor'easter, and I don't know if it's come yet. I don't know what a nor'easter is. I just know that it's crazy.
What is that? What?
I don't. It's like
it's basically like when it's like I think the next round is going to be the northeastern, where it's just going to be like consistent.
what are you calling it?
North facer?
What? I said,
Is it a
no.
nor'easter or a north facer?
I didn't say facer. Why y'all don't be hearing me?
I just don't know what it is, period. I'm not correcting anybody. I'm genuinely questioning. What is
I'm
this
correcting
thing?
you. I'm not genuinely listening. I'm correcting.
Well, just tell us what it is.
I want to know what Sharice is saying.
She said north
I
facer.
thought it was like it's like cutting off north and east, and then you like put it together with an ER.
Yeah,
That's what I thought it was.
Are you saying northeaster?
I'm not saying Easter.
She's saying facer.
I don't want to talk no more. Go ahead.
Okay, you was about to explain what it was.
No, but all I was going to say is that I think the next round that's coming up, when they said it's going to rain tomorrow and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think they said we're going to get it. Then.
Yeah, it's a 50% chance of snow tomorrow.
I wish it would snow here.
Why?
No, you don't.
Because I don't go to work.
Oh, I was going to say, because I was going to say, y'all shut down like
It's
forever.
55 degrees here. Exactly.
It snowed. It snowed this weekend there.
It did.
It did.
Y'all got snow?
I don't
They
know
did.
what you talking about.
Oh.
Yeah.
There may have been weather cold enough for snow, and there was maybe like a sheet of ice on your window, but it wasn't like visible snow that was sticking.
In Atlanta snowed. I saw like a picture of some people like trying to slide down a hill.
Oh wow. Y'all don't get snow like that.
It's snowing like that back home, but not here.
Yeah. So shout out to everybody listening. I'm sorry that my energy is low, and I'm trying to explain this whole snow thing. I'm just exhausted.
My body's sore.
But we are going to do the best that we can with what we have. Amen. Yeah. So how you ladies doing today? How y'all doing?
I too am exhausted, but it's still a good day.
I ain't say it wasn't a good day.
Well, for me, it's
coming for Alana, bro.
He do. I mean, every time.
I
can't offer my own perspective of an exhausting day. Exhausting days for me aren't that good.
I apologize.
My God.
But,
did you hear me? I said I apologize.
Wow.
No, because I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that.
You hate when they do what, Keith?
I hate when people do that, man.
Do what? What did you like me to say?
Acknowledge that I apologize. You ain't gotta tell me that it's okay because this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna apologize, and then you're gonna be like, Keith just messes with me and he never apologizes. When in all actuality, I do apologize. You just don't acknowledge it. So then later on, you could say that I don't apologize.
Did I ever tell you never apologize?
No, I'm being preemptive. It's the small foxes that spoil the vine.
Is preemptive a synonym of assumption?
No.
Look at Shy.
No, it's not.
I didn't think so. I think it's more of an assumption.
All right. So you're having a good day.
That's it. Work went by fast enough because I was very tired this morning. So I needed it to go by quickly. That's it.
And I just don't like Mondays. So
I dislike Tuesdays more. I'm
definitely a like Wednesday, Thursday person. Like it's like, oh, I'm almost there. I can see
Keith said he's letting the song Rock Steady play But he wasn't prepared this week. Soundman took the night off too. Soundman also has things going. He is moving.
The nerve.
It's the moving season.
Curse you, Soundman.
It's the season of moving. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Find your new house. That's a word.
Ooh, child.
It is Black History Month.
Absolutely.
How y'all feeling in Black History Month?
The way I felt any other day.
Do you really? I feel super empowered like this month.
That's what's up.
I feel like, and it's different. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like super proud to be Black.
Right, you know now. Why I probably don't feel that? I'm not on social media this month, and so it's not in my face consistently that it's Black History Month. Like, I remember it somewhere in my subconscious, but I don't see images and reminders of it, so I really don't feel any different than January. But I thank God for being Black, so I'm proud when you ask.
I'm happy to be Black. I don't want to be anything else other than Black.
It's a good thing. Yes.
Now, speaking of being Black, I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time, and it just keeps slipping my mind. And I was mad at y'all for not reminding me, but then I had to remember y'all never even told me. I never even told y'all for y'all even to remind me. And that's the type of parent I'm gonna be.
And that sums up how I'm gonna daddy.
Right.
My goodness.
So Lord help me now, okay? But the rapper Mulatto, she decided to change her name. She was getting a lot of backlash for the name, and some people didn't understand why. Some people were like, "Well, what's the big deal?" Some people, and I think like one of her reasons was like. And I don't think she fully gets it either. Like from the comfort, from the reason for why she changed it. I'm like, you yourself don't understand. She's like, I changed my name from Mulatto because I didn't want people thinking that I thought that I was better than them for being mulatto. I'm like, no, I don't think that's the reason why they mad at the name.
That ain't it.
God bless her.
Or maybe you smart, and maybe you want to divert attention away from the actual meaning, so you saying that that's the reason. But hey, I don't really think you that smart anyway. If you're gonna name yourself Mulatto, I think it's the first too. But she decided to change her name, and people are like, well, you should have just kept it the way that it was, and some people are like, yeah, you should have changed it. And I'm the latter. I'm a part of that squad. That because when she first came out, I'm like, I wonder how long she's gonna keep this name.
I don't know. I think I've known her of that name for a really long time because I met her, learned of her through the show that JD did years ago for kid rappers. So I knew her when she was still in high school. Very talented and has actually always been really talented. Even if her content doesn't say so. Right. Her content may pull away from that a little bit, but she is. But as far as her name, I guess I always thought it was just kind of like, for lack of a better word, simple. When I first heard it, and I think as it started to like gain some backlash, then I started to think about it a little deeper, and I was like, oh, okay, I understand why people feel the type of way. And I think if you think about it, it's no different than, the derogatory, belief behind or thoughts behind the N-word, but we also don't have a rapper calling himself the N-word.
Yet.
We did have an old dirty bastard.
Yes.
Who never changed his name. It's just ODB for short.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't like Big Lotto or Mulatto. I don't like either one.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like both of them just sound really like, as my papa would say, ABC, which is just a nice way of calling you simple or dense.
Yeah.
are basic. So I mean, it's just not. And I think she offers more than just being a. She's not a sweetie, the rapper sweetie.
Oh,
What do you mean?
okay.
What do you
Like,
mean?
I was
What do
so
you
when
mean
I
by
say
that?
that, I mean Sweetie being named Sweetie
And this isn't
is like.
this isn't the volume where you were at when you were counting, by the way. But
See, I told you
continue.
this is what we talking
coming
about.
coming at her again. Like,
Thank you, Shy. You know what? You just consistently have my
I
back. You just stand there right
I
behind me.
sound check for a reason. Sorry,
Support.
people.
No, but Sweetie being named Sweetie it doesn't like move me in any way because it's like, well, you know, her name's kind of basic, but also kind of is her raps. So it's like, okay.
yeah.
And it's not to say I don't like any of her songs. I think her songs are
Catchy.
listenable.
Catchy.
But Mulatto is I just her having a more thought through name or creative name would actually fit what she offers a little better. So there's that.
But considering like the route she's taken with her career, like I think Big Lotto fits that. I'm gonna call it a character that she's
Absolutely
playing right now. Do I see her evolving and being like way bigger than like what she's playing herself out to be right now? Absolutely. I'm still struggling with the adjustment from the JD show.
Yes.
To
seeing
her talking about what she's talking about now. It took me a minute. Like I was like, that's her? I was like, wow. So I think, like I said, Big Lotto works for right now. I really do see her changing her name again, if we're being honest. She has crazy potential to be, you know, next big thing. I don't know. I'm struggling with the transition from the JD show to now, but like I said, her stuff is good. Like, you know, it's good. So,
and that's a whole other topic. Just being able to kind of like transition smoothly into listening to her talk about the content that she talks about. And I still think she's 17, but she's 21, I guess. Yeah. Or 20, however old she is. I don't know how old she is. I guess. Because there's not really much of a difference to me. But I mean, so there's that. But
respectfully,
I guess she'll just be. Yeah, I mean, there's a difference, but not really. She'll just be a Diddy. He did it. Didn't ruin his career.
Okay. You right. No, you right. You're right.
Puff Daddy, P Diddy.
Keep changing your name. We still won't listen.
Y'all just gonna adjust if you want to.
The name Puff Daddy was never offensive. The name P Diddy was never offensive. But I can definitely see, because I was offended. I'm not even biracial, but I was offended, and because it takes me back to the N-word. It takes me back to making things that are like, yo, we shouldn't be offended. Like, I'm upset at this generation because I feel like, and this is gonna be one of them episodes just off of the strength that me not fully prepared. So I'll just go to my default and just get super deep. Just get super
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm prepared, but as you were.
I said when I said we, I mean me. I guess you got me. So anyway, what I was saying was,
I'm just playing.
What I was saying was,
what?
I feel like this generation we get offended by things that we shouldn't necessarily be offended by, and we let stuff slide that we really should take a strong stance against. And so when she came out, and I don't know her from the Jermaine Dupri show, you know what I mean? But I'm glad she rose up from the ashes like a phoenix. But for me, I heard the name and I was like, oh man. Because everyone is, to me, it is the N-word. It is the N-word for biracial people. I mean, I heard, I was on a set one day, and this white woman, she was a director, and I love her. I love her. I love her family. and all of that. I absolutely love her. She listens to the show periodically. And I'll just leave it at that. Shout out to her. You know what I mean? I want to make that clear. Love her, right? But we were sitting around one day, and just regular set talk like how we usually would do, and I love those environments. And she was like, "Yeah, it was this person, da 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 da. She was a mulatto," and I was like, how do I bring this up? You know what I mean? And how do I continue to work in this space? You know what I mean? By trying not to offend her, but also making her aware that this can be offensive to someone. You know what I mean? And I had, and she was like, I've never heard that being offensive to someone. She was like, we used to say it all the time. In my house, we grew up saying it, and we're not racist at all. And I'm like, I don't think you are, and that's why I feel comfortable saying this to you. You know what I mean? So that you can, you know what I mean, that you can know a little bit more, so that you can go on in life. You know what I mean? Oh, we got a gang of comments, and I haven't checked them. They're all from Nick. Okay, shout out to Nick.
Hey, Nick.
She said, she was like, oh man, and so I read this definition to her. I'm like, this is out, and she was like, why would it be offensive? It sounds like a really nice thing to call someone, right? It sounds really nice. Like, just the name is like, oh, that's cute, but it's not. The noun mulatto is an old-fashioned way to refer to someone with one black parent and one white parent. It was common to describe a mixed-race person as a mulatto during the period of slavery in the United States. If you use the word mulatto to describe someone of mixed race, most people will know what you mean, but they may also be offended. People of mixed race are much more likely to describe themselves as biracial than mulatto these days. The Spanish root word mulatto is used to mean of mixed breed, although it literally means young mule from mulo or mule. So that's why people would be offended, because you're likening them to a mule. And we know that mules are a mixed breed of donkeys and horses.
I definitely get it.
So I appreciate she took a step in the right direction by changing her name to Big Lotto. I felt like I was like, please just call yourself that, because that could mean something else.
Well, she calls herself anyway that.
Yeah, she's been saying that.
Yeah. So I guess that's an easy transition. I mean, besides like maybe paperwork and stuff like that, which she did bring up, she like announced that in the interview. She was like, it's just not that simple. It's just changing it.
Yes, it is.
But well, she said it is not. Apparently, she signs things as mulatto.
I'm not trying to be funny, but it's
stop signing things as mulatto going forward.
Won't you put your real name?
Yeah.
I was like, just stop. Like I said it in my head. Like, it's not a good reason.
Not at all.
I agree. But maybe she doesn't even understand all the workings behind it, so she's just like, it's a lot.
I'm pretty sure she grew up as like the only half white, half black person in her neighborhood, and they were calling her that, and it was like, all right, well, that's what I am. It's like, okay, but you...
And it probably also sounded pretty to her, too.
I'm sure. I mean, of course, if you...
It rolls off the tongue a lot softer than the N-word. It does. So you could, you know, you don't know, you don't know.
But she used to go by Miss Mulatto, right?
It's not Mutt.
It had a nice, cute little ring with it.
It was Miss Mulatto when she was younger.
It was Miss Mulatto.
She dropped the Miss because she became an adult. So.
I'm older now. Ain't no Miss.
I'm not Miss. Just Mulatto. Big Lotto. That's it. People grow up and change their names. Bow Wow.
That's the example. That's the example you use.
Yeah.
Drop the low.
Drop the low.
And then for a minute he was like, I ain't even Bow Wow no more. Call me Shad Moss.
Oh yeah,
No.
he definitely.
And we all was like, nah.
No.
No,
I
thank
call
you,
him that because
no, thank you, little Bow Wow.
not all the way back to the original.
Oh yeah, I definitely went straight back to and not
No
even
Little
Lil,
Bow Wow.
not even Lil. I'll be like
Little.
Little Bow Wow.
No Little Bow
Right,
Wow.
because he's short. It's always fitting. Like it works. Like I'm
Little
telling
Bow.
you, I don't. You shouldn't get mad when people
I
say
definitely-
Little Bow Wow.
I'll be
You're
pronouncing.
wild.
I'll
Call
be
this
pronouncing
grown
them
man
T's.
Little Bow Wow.
I'll be pronouncing them T's and Little Bow Wow.
All the other Lils are still Lil. Lil Zane. Lil Wayne.
Little Wayne.
But that it works.
Little Zane.
Little. Like
Little
it
Zane.
works.
Lil Wayne. What
Lil
was
Sam.
with that whole? What was with that whole
Yeah.
Lil thing? What? Why?
Your
Lil
man
Lil.
Wayne made it popular.
Was he the first Lil in '99?
Let's just say he was. I personally
Yeah.
would say he was probably the most known.
important original Lil.
I knew you was gonna blow it out of proportion.
I mean, I just wanted to. I thought
It
it was going.
It was
with
Little Wayne. It was Little Wayne and Little Zane. Those were the
Yeah,
two.
because Zane was around at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Zane just fell off.
Be an overnight celebrity.
I lived the life of a celebrity.
Oh, I lived
They
the
keep
life of
on
a celebrity.
calling me,
I said I'd be an
calling me.
overnight celebrity.
I lived the life of a celebrity.
I'd be an overnight celebrity.
You went to
He
a
swore he
Twister
was
song.
Tupac. Then he
remember
gave
him-
then he gave his life to Christ.
Did he?
Did?
He did. I was like, it's
Wow.
over now. It's
Oh.
over
So he
now.
not gonna perform his.
I'm
his
like,
112
all the
verse
girls
no
about to
more?
get saved now.
So he not gonna perform his 112 verse no more.
Nah, I'm sure he's
That's what
still.
you worried about, Alana?
The 112 verse.
I said that's
Nah.
what you worried about.
I liked it. I like that song.
Say he wasn't the. Kevin
He
Owens said he
wasn't
wasn't the same after the fighting temptation.
Go
No, he wasn't.
down, baby.
That was when that was around the time he gave his life to the Lord. He heard Montel Jordan and he was like, all right, look, it's over now. It's over for that.
Not going down.
I blame Cuba Gooding Jr.
I watched that movie the other day, still remembered the songs, and I was actually bothered by that because they're really bad.
You didn't
Well,
like
Lil-
those songs from the movie?
I wouldn't play them on any given day.
I like them.
You do? A lot of people do. So you're not alone in that. I knew the raps and everything. Very surprised.
I like them.
Probably because of Little Zane.
Very catchy. I'm starting to see. I like catchy songs. I do.
They are catchy. We won't stop. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do no more Fight Temptation sing.
So the NBA All-Star game
Mm-hmm.
is happening this year.
Cool.
It's a thing.
It's happening.
It's
That's
a
what's
thing.
up.
It's not just happening, but it's happening in Atlanta.
Of course.
Hot Atlanta.
Some ATLians are irate about this.
Why?
That's ironic.
What do you mean, why?
Is NBA All-Star Weekend right now out there? It's just popular.
Elaborate.
It's been a hot spot all COVID. Everybody, like, no one's looking to go out the country no more. Nobody's looking to go to Miami. Everybody's going to Atlanta.
The problem with them is they're like, but that's us. Y'all gonna be bringing other people in here to do Atlanta things, and only we do Atlanta things in Atlanta's COVID. Don't be bringing New York's COVID and Chicago's COVID and LA's COVID to Atlanta COVID.
But everybody's literally been hopping on flights, especially when airlines took that means, I don't even know what to call that, because that's not even a sale. Like, that's a giveaway. Some of the prices I saw,
They're like
it was ridiculous. Round trip, like $60 to go to Atlanta.
so you're basically saying Atlanta is the domestic Tulum. But Tulum's is Tulum domestic too, kind of?
No, not yet. I think people still trying to like figure Tulum out, but I do see it a lot on my timeline. And I'm not gonna lie, I want to go, but I want to go for other reasons.
Everybody's been in Tulum. My God, Tulum is tired.
Alana, you gonna be out there when
I will not.
LeBron come?
I will not.
No,
No.
You don't strike me as the.
I wasn't there the year when COVID wasn't around.
Okay.
It wasn't in Atlanta.
Any NBA All-Star weekend. I was asked to go to the one in Chicago.
You was asked.
Yeah,
What
somebody
makes-
asked me to go with them.
What makes you turn down NBA All-Star Weekend?
You know them type of people?
You said what, Shaw? Keep shut up.
What makes you turn down going to like NBA All-Star Weekend?
I don't prefer to be around big crowds. I mean, I can. I'm not gonna like having a social anxiety attack or anything like that, but it's just not a preference. I actually am an introvert, believe it or not, and so I don't prefer it.
Oh, okay. No, because you have some females that literally like stay away because of the fact that they don't want that label of like, oh, you're out there,
you here to get
come up and stuff like that.
Well, I'm also not actually interested in snagging an NBA player, but that's not the reason.
Yeah,
I don't know. Somebody tried to flew you out to Chicago.
I don't have any direct interest in getting an NBA player. You said somebody tried to fly me out. I didn't say nobody tried to fly me out. I said somebody.
I said fly. I said flew.
Somebody didn't try to flew me out. Nobody tried to flew me out.
Then why
somebody
you
asked
say
me to join them? I said someone asked me to go.
So they was like, "You want to go?
I'm going. Do you want to come?
You gotta buy your own ticket. You gotta fly yourself out there."
It wasn't a man. It wasn't a man. It was a friend.
It definitely sounds like a friend.
Yeah, it was like a friend going. She wanted to go, and she was like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like,
"You want to do
like
things?
Like the whole weekend, be in a bunch of crowds with a bunch of women trying to get the attention of NBA players, and the NBA players soaking up that attention. There's nothing about that interesting to me. I don't want to go to the club, so what am I really here for? If I'm not
better than your friend,
she didn't go. But no, I'm different than her, not better. If I'm not sitting on the sideline of the game, then I can enjoy it the same from home. That's how I feel about sports games.
Right.
I want to be home most of the time, so there's that.
There it is.
How do y'all think it's going to be, though? Do you really think that they're going to have fans out there? I don't think so.
I think.
Oh, you mean at the game, the actual game?
Yeah, like the festivities as a whole. I think that they'll like definitely. I mean, of course, they're going to do the whole COVID situation, social distancing, and all of that. But I don't think that they're going to be allowing. Like, you're not going to be able to, like, to reach out and touch the celebrities and stuff like that. It's because here's the thing, right? Atlanta probably got a really nice check off of this. You know what I mean? For it being hosted there. And it's publicity for the city. It's a good way to showcase, look at what we're doing, look at the strides that we're making as far as COVID is concerned. I mean, and you can see it now. The world gets to see it. We're not doing as bad as everybody thinks. I mean, and it's propaganda, but still, it's good for the city. I'll just say that. But LeBron was upset about it. But as much as LeBron tried to act like he got his own mind and like he's a man of his own like cloth and all of that type of stuff, LeBron he be going with the show. And that was my thing. He was like, I'm upset, but I'm gonna be there. I'm like, you better be there. Just like you didn't boycott the NBA when old boy got shot, you better be at the All-Star game.
He did it for like 12 hours.
Right. He was like, all right, I guess it's time to go win this championship now.
I'm mad. Let's play.
I'm gonna be mad about it, but let's go get it.
I think it will be the way that it is now, but exaggerated. I mean, the lounges and I haven't been to the club, but like we've talked about this. Everywhere in Atlanta is a club after a certain hour. So the restaurants is
after
like
12.
I was just saying that's like noon.
Yes.
And so, the restaurants and stuff, like there isn't really much social distancing happening. And I will say, well, I don't want to say that. That's a little too extreme. But
what don't you want to say?
I was going to say that a lot of the like Black-owned establishments that I've gone to, what I've recognized is they are not enforcing like you must have a mask to enter the way that I do experience that at other establishments.
That's probably fair to say.
It is, but yeah, okay. But then also I think they have maybe a capacity like limit, but they're not like implementing hard social distancing within it. If you're sitting at a bar, they're not saying only this seat skip two, then that seat, skip two, then that seat. It's like y'all just sitting at the bar. And then there's obviously how bars normally are. You're sitting and then people are walking up over your shoulder, and that's still happening. So I don't see All-Star Weekend being any different. I know people personally who are throwing a party that weekend.
Oh, okay.
And their parties always are packed out. And it's going to be the same. They threw a party for the Super Bowl. So, I mean, it's going to be the same, but exaggerated with all of the flu-ins.
Let's switch gears for a moment. Because we talked about LeBron not boycotting for Black Lives Matter. Let's talk about Denver, the Denver police being defunded for 6 months, and there being positive reinforcements from that. Alana, you know anything about that?
Sure don't. I just talked to my dad the other day and he told me nothing about it.
Alana's dad is the mayor
Right.
of Denver.
You got it right this time.
Of Denver, Colorado.
But I don't know anything about that. I actually will ask him. I'm actually interested in knowing more about that. I didn't know.
So they stopped sending police out for nonviolent phone calls or whatever.
I do know that.
And they were sending out social workers and things of that nature instead. And yeah, I was counting on you to know about this.
They do. Okay, so that's different. I thought that when you said unfunded, that okay.
No, they did defund them, and they put so people that don't know what defund. And I'm not talking.
Yeah.
Let's talk about defunding for a quick second. Defund doesn't mean let's take all of the finances away from the police. It's saying let's not give all the finances that we have been given to the police to the police. Let's take some of that and let's siphon it and allocate it to different places, right? So let's take some of that money and let's give it to the social workers and people of that nature to go out and do the things that the police might have been doing to de-escalate and diffuse situations.
And I did understand that much. And I did know for a long time.
Yeah, so I'm not talking about, I knew you knew that. So I'm not talking about you. Anybody that didn't know what that meant.
Right. But I've known for a while that what they were doing at one point were having social workers ride along with police officers. That might be still what they're doing to de-escalate nonviolent crimes or nonviolent, moments that he's speaking of. So I did know about that, and that's an amazing
Alana,
movement.
as a social worker, would you want to do a ride along with a police officer?
I've considered it.
Have you?
I have. I considered doing it in Denver.
That's what I mean.
I've considered it. They should do it in Atlanta. They should. It's needed. I think that would be more so my motivation than like weighing out most of the pros and cons. Because I mean, that can be intimidating. I'm not a police officer. That job isn't. I mean, we see it every day, so I think sometimes we lose sight of what it really calls for. But that's a dangerous and important role. Like you are for real front line, and you're the first responder. And that's a lot. So to be in that environment when you are not trained as a police officer, which I'm sure they give them some type of training, but still not a police officer, and I didn't ask to be one. So no, I don't have the courage because I never did, and I didn't want to have it. But it is necessary, and I think to help mitigate the issues that we bring up so often, like people with mental health issues being killed because the police officers don't understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. Or the psyche behind even just understanding demographics, like Black people responding the way that they do, that's actually not violent, but more so just like culturally relevant, and understanding the being a mediator between the police officer and different demographics because you actually understand them differently. So it's necessary, and I would be willing to do that for that reason.
Right.
Right.
No, I see the benefits of it, but also of course, I can see the downsides of it also. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they go out 2 by 2 for a reason. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And so now I got potentially 3 people. I got 2 people with me now, and one person that's unarmed, and I got to look after this person also. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't want to do a ride along. I didn't sign up for this, but
That's what I mean.
I did sign up for this, but I didn't sign up for this.
I'm not a police. Am I expected to shoot? No.
Yeah,
Probably
y'all gonna
not.
have to give me a gun.
You gonna have to, because I'm
I
not
could have
about to be sitting-
de-escalated.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
It did work.
And I'm running back. It didn't work. It didn't work.
Thank God for the group chat. 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 No, but shout out to Denver and the people of Denver. Shout out to the mayor of Denver. What is your dad's name?
Michael Hancock.
Shout out to Mayor Hancock.
Shout out to him.
Whatever. Stop making all that noise over there.
I'm so sorry. Like an old woman.
Yeah.
Just making noise.
Yeah.
Just moving stuff.
Shoot. All right, so we do have a personal group chat. The people on this show and myself, we do have a personal group chat that we utilize periodically, which I'm happy about. I'm happy that we like each other off of this show, I guess. But a conversation arose, and I felt like, of course, you know what I mean, I'm like, okay, let's expand it and let's maybe talk about it, and let's talk about it in real time. Conversation arose. I posted something that someone said on my Facebook, and they alluded to the idea that they might have had a lot of ex partners, right? Just people that they've been with, like, you know, ex-boyfriends, ex-fiancés, ex-husbands, the whole nine. Sharice was like, yo, after 2 exes, you got to reevaluate. And so the question is, how many my original question was, how many exes are you allowed to have? And Sharice never answered that because she was like, I've only had 2, so count me out. And I'm like, fam, I'm just asking the question. What do you feel like? But I want to raise this question again. Sharice looks completely disinterested, but we're gonna see what happens.
Letting you open it up.
So, how many exes are you? And listen closely. How many exes are you allowed to have?
That's a bad word. Allowed.
What word should I use instead of the word that I literally thought about before?
Keith. Like, I just think allowed is like you're like telling somebody what to do, like, and that's not what I'm saying. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So I want you to answer my question. How many exes are you allowed to have? Because you got mad because she had more than 2. So how many is she allowed to have?
I didn't get mad at that. I just, when I read it, I took it as like you're gloating, like about having multiple exes. It's like,
okay, all right. Well, how many should one have?
For me, after 2, I'm reevaluating myself. That's just me.
Okay. Yes, please.
I don't think I don't think she's saying there's a max that you can have in your lifetime. I think she's saying, at what point do I feel like triggered to stop and say, what could I possibly be doing wrong? Like, and then move forward and continue dating whoever it is I decide to date. I think that's more so what she's saying.
And all I'm saying is, like, sis literally put in there like one, like, ex-boyfriend A, ex-boyfriend B, then like fiance or husband. I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, wow, like, okay. Like, I guess that's just not something I'm gloating about. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I just think too much goes into relationships to sit here and invest that type of energy consistently, like over and over again. I'm very I don't even know how to put it. Like I want to get to know you. So, and I don't care to do that with everybody. So it's like, if I'm paying you any attention, if I'm giving you any time, I'm invested, you know, until I'm not. And then it's just, I don't know. I just think it's really draining to constantly do that, like over and over. And
it's draining to regular dates, so I know it's draining.
Yeah, so it's like, and then I don't want to hurt feelings, like, you know. Like that's not good neither. Like, you know, so it's just I like at some point you got to grow up. Like, you know, I think people that are like serial daters, like don't get me wrong. It's what I mean by like, okay, you're like in one relationship for like let's say a couple of years, you guys break up and you like right back on the prowl trying to get back into another one. Y'all don't work, then you right back in another one. I think people like that. I think like you're struggling with just who you are as a person. Like that's just me. I think it's like a part of you doesn't want to grow up, so you're looking for a reason to like distract you in a sense from getting in tune with yourself. So it's like you're looking uh for something to occupy what you should be doing, which is getting to know yourself, and like you're trying to put that energy towards something else.
Got it.
So that's why I'm like, after 2, like you should really pump your brakes a little bit, because it's just like
So your 2 is relevant or relative to like the way that you date. Like you are invested, you are extremely intentional. It's normally like long term, and a lot of energy is being given out. So like when you consider that, then you're like 2 is just like that's a lot. I agree, but I'm not saying the number, but I'm saying the way you date. I'm the same, but I'm saying like that's what you're getting it from. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just like, when I read the message, you know, I'm thinking in that mindset, and then to even read that like she has was it husband or fiance? Which one? Like, what did she say? Ex-husband? Okay, doesn't even matter.
All exes are exes.
I think it's
clearly he don't care to distinguish. You with him? You with him now?
I'm just like you. So clearly, this one must have went a little farther than everybody else, because I'm like, you're calling him ex-husband / fiance, whatever you want to say.
Right.
So it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I just think relationships are very intimate, very personal, and I'm just not. I'm not opening up that door. Like
for a lot of people.
Like, come on in. Like, let's see if this works. Like, nah. Like it's. I don't like that.
I want to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
So in real life, I am similar. Maybe not like I said the exact number, but as far as how serious I take getting into an actual relationship, that's similar with me. Devil's advocate is this. And I'll talk about it because she don't care. My mother. When I was growing up, my mom was growing up as well. So she was in her 20s, right? So I had a single mom. And she I wouldn't say she was a serial dater, but she likes to date. Like like I'm talking about today, my mother is whatever age she is. And when she, like the idea of getting to know people and being able to commit to someone and spend time with someone in the season in which that is allowed, she like enjoys it. For me, we talk about it all the time, like that literally drains me. Like it not working out requires me to have to bounce back. Like I don't just like, oh, that didn't work.
Right.
Back to it. Like, but my mom is that way. And I think for a lot of the time, it was what she would call probably too a lack of maturity. But then there's also just something in her that is different than I am. For one, my mother is an extreme extrovert. I am not. I really, really am an introvert. So like when I invest in people, get to know people, it is really intentional and it is with more depth. I don't like small talk, things like that. My mom doesn't mind that. She enjoys it. And so for her, dating and going out with people, that does not speak to anything of her character other than the fact that she enjoys people, right? So I think now that certain things about her personality have actually matured, she can commit, she's married now, things like that. I think if for whatever, God forbid, reason her marriage didn't work out, I think my mom would be comfortable just dating because something in her is just okay with being in that state. And I don't think it's actually because she's not committal. It's not because she doesn't take the time to reflect and have perspective now, even if it used to be that. So I think that there are people who just are different in the way they perceive dating. And it's more of an opportunity than it is like a burden, because dating legitimately feels like a burden to me. No, I'm serious. Like I would really like to be married so I don't have to do this anymore. I'm very serious. Like, I want to laugh, but I really can't. It's a burden to me. I don't want to be here. I hate it.
I don't want to be here.
But a lot of people, her and then another friend of mine, really see dating as an opportunity. They enjoy it. You know what I mean? They can go out with a guy Tuesday, have a great time, and then just leave it at that. and then go out to God Thursday, have a great time, leave it that. I'm on Tuesday, I'm like, I just want to sift through what we talked about. I'm panning things out, trying to figure out if you deserve a Thursday date, because I don't like to waste my time, because I invest a lot. Again,
let me ask this, and you keep going. A Thursday date, that is important because
a Thursday date is important because if I'm seeing you a second time, then it is with knowledge of something about you, and I'm saying I am okay with whatever I've learned enough to want to learn more.
Right, but why Thursday specifically?
I'm just saying the next second date period, not necessarily focusing on the date.
I thought you were going to go.
Time.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go there because Thursday is a school night. You know what I mean?
It's that too, because I like to go to sleep.
No, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, are you worth me stepping out on a school night? You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't go anywhere during the week.
Yeah.
So I need to go to bed. That's just logically, I need to go to bed, and dates don't have an end time. Like they literally, I mean, they don't get, and they don't have. They're not like movies. They're not all an hour and 45 minutes, and then it's like it's over.
Right.
Like if you're at dinner or if you're like doing something that's kind of just like freelance, it's like, oh, well, I mean, it ends when we're ready for it to end, and it's like I don't want to like you, and then I'm here at 10:30, and I'm like, God, I need to go to bed.
Right. Or like the conversation is great, and you're cutting it short. Like that's
spending my time with you in general, but then specifically spending precious time that affects who I have to be in the morning. It means and says a lot. But again, dating for me feels like more of a burden than an opportunity. And I have had to grow to the point where I learned that, because I did used to see it as black and white as you, Shy, but I've had to grow to the point with having different people in my life to learn that it is not immediately a sign of immaturity. Sometimes it really is just really distinct differences in like our personalities and how we gain energy. My mom and my friend that I spoke of, they legit like having people around them.
That's the thing. I enjoy having people around. I enjoy having people around, but it's just like.
But does it drain you?
No.
It does drain me.
It doesn't drain me. Like I like having fun. Like I'm all for a good time. Mm-hmm. I love to entertain. I love all of that. But like when it comes to a relationship, it's personal. Like, you're not going to get shot with the friends in the crowd, shot in a relationship. Two different, environments, like, so, yeah, I don't know. I just, I don't even like opening up like a lot of times. So, just that alone, like I don't even like to speak about myself for too long. So I'm not about to keep opening up this door, like, you know what I mean, of doing this. And I'm a really shy person. So it's just like, I'm not gonna keep putting myself in this, It's a lot. So that's more so where I'm like at with it. And then most of the time, I don't like family, and I look at exes as failures. So it's like not that like them themselves are failures. I look at them as we failed. So it's like but at one point I was, hello, like everything I wanted to do with you. So now I'm at this point now, I don't. So it's just like, how did I go from that extreme to now I don't, you know what I mean? So these are the things, some of the things that goes on in my head that I'm just
I used to see any relationship that didn't work as a failure too, until I realized that mentality was keeping me in places I didn't need to be longer than I needed to be there. Like, it was like, or it's not a failure, it's actually that you can outgrow something that's just not good for you.
That's what I learned.
So like, no, it's not a failure. And this sounds cliche, but it really is a lesson. And I have learned to be really content with that, to the point where failure doesn't seem like an accurate description to me. It's like, I don't think I failed, especially when I know that I did all that I could. Yeah. And especially when I can recognize the purpose behind the situation. Right. Then it's like, no, it wasn't a failure at all. It needed to happen. Look who I am now because of that. Look what I know now, I will never repeat because of that. Right. So like, for me, I don't see it that way anymore, but I used to. I definitely used to.
Like we said, it's a process to get there.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, in the beginning I'm calling it we failed. I'm looking at it as a failure. But as time goes by, you develop all these things, and I'm just like, I'm not about to keep doing this. Like, you know what I mean? So that's just like where I'm at with it.
Hence
That's
the burden.
it. Like, that's it. That's
Amen.
it. I honestly, I'm very I don't know, like somebody once told me it's like I'm in like a fairy tale or whatever, but I was just like, it's not that. It's just I guess I'm old school in a sense. I don't know, blame my parents. I don't know. I look at them and I'm just like, they're so dope and I want that. So
Yeah,
there it is.
I get that. I understand that. Well, we're still stuck here.
Now we stumbled upon a real topic, which I'm glad about. For me, I don't know where I would classify myself. You know what I mean? I know for me, it's not after two people would I like, or after two exes would I reevaluate myself or evaluate myself. I would, because for me, I feel like I try to do that constantly, and I'm really by myself more often than not. You know what I mean? So I'm constantly like thinking about like, you know what I mean? I've been single for so long. You know what I mean? So you don't really have a choice but to like be like, well, what can you do better the next time? Or, you know what I mean? Or whatever it might be. But I've also noticed this about myself, I guess even right now, and this is how introspective I am, I'm being honest with you. Like, I think I'm addicted to the beginning stage.
Yeah, it is good.
Like that is a rush. That's a rush that I get. That is it's a drug. It's a feeling that you want to have, right? But you never really want to deal with the realness of a relationship. And I know I'm about to jack up anybody that's listening to this podcast that is even remotely interested in Keith. Here we are.
Here we are.
You can still be interested, girl.
Oh no, women are crazy.
Okay, Keith, now you're doing too much. Because now you're really just about to ruin it. Just let the spirit lead. You ain't got. You don't need to add too much. Just you stop.
Women are crazy.
They're crazy. They'll still be here.
Yeah.
No, you shut up. Just let them. Just let the spirit guide.
Not women are crazy.
Right. Listen.
Women are crazy.
So
I'll say this and they'll still text me after. I just want to put out there, I'm terrible at relationships.
And they'll be like, "Oh, I can fix him. He's going to be great.
I'm a woman, and I'm admitting, yes, I'm a woman, and I'm admitting that I have to intentionally not try to fix. I don't know what it is in us. I don't know what that is.
Always want to fix it.
Yeah. That, I mean, I think that's women, in like generally that is women, but I can attest to that. Like just having a savior complex. I think men can be like that as well. Yeah. I mean, of course, like what's good for the goose is good for the gander, but
right.
I've dealt with that also. Like what I got, and that is something that I have evaluated. Like, look at the women that you are interested in. You know what I mean? Like, look at a woman that's really got, for all intents and purposes, quote unquote, got her stuff together. Like the stuff that you say that you want in a person, right? What do you want in a woman? I want her to be a believer. I want her to be independent, but also needy at the same time. I want her to like be considerate, and I want her to be cute. And then like, all right, well here it is. And it's like, well, not her. Like, well, why not? Why
That's
not
exactly
this person?
how it goes.
Why not this person? Because you don't see anything in this person that she's not intriguing to you, because you can't fix this person. Or you can't fix this person, but you don't see anything that you yourself can work on. You know what I mean? And that's a whole nother thing. But I want to get back to the whole the beginning of the relationship addiction. Yeah, like
This conversation could definitely.
Is it the romanticism at the beginning?
it could get real.
The intrigue, the
It's
mystery.
the intrigue. Yes, it's the mystery. It's the potential.
Oh yeah, the potential that'll do it.
It's the
Potential.
it's
Yes.
the it's the joie de vivre of like the beginning of the relationship, pretty much. You know what I mean? It's like, oh snap, I'm in a new relationship. The potential is monumental. Like, who knows where we could go? You know what I
Right.
mean? But you've been in so many, you don't know how to stick it out with a person.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I've just been in so many situations like where I really don't know how to stick it out with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've
So
learned really
I've
well.
evaluated myself many times over.
That's
Oh,
Yeah.
me too.
That's
I think
right.
I've learned really. The funny thing is, the person I used to be, who I was explaining to Shy, which was the person who was afraid to leave anything because I saw it as failure. Then it was like I got out of something, and then like God fixed that, right? And then I became the other extreme, where it's like now I'm really, really good at letting go.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am so good at
Almost
that.
too good.
No, I'm like too good at it to
Yeah.
where it's like I know I don't have commitment issues.
Yeah.
I know I don't. There
was
is
talk-
something else.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to someone yesterday, and it was like, yo, I just love how you can just be friends with your exes. And I was like,
It's not okay.
That
The detachment is a problem for me. I can detach.
I was quiet. I was like,
Like-
I don't know. I was like, I said, yeah. And I spun it like it's a good thing. And in some respects, it is a good thing.
in
You know what I
some
mean?
respects.
In some respects, it's a good thing. But the root of it is like, fam, we can do whatever
And
and
I'm
be
still able
whoever
to
to
just-
each other. And I could just be like, all right, we're done with that. So anyway, how's life? How are the kids?
Mhm.
How's
detach.
you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, yo, I gave you everything, and you and like
And it's-
you just. I'm like, no, I see the value in you. I see the I see
Right.
intrinsic value in you. I don't want to lose you as a friend. And it's so deep, and it's so player-ish, and it's so disgusting. You know what I mean?
I
It
get
is.
in trouble all the time with this, and I just, I literally just at some point, like I literally just be like, I can't do this, and it's just I'm not talking no more.
But I think it speaks to also maybe the attraction and the liking of the beginner phase that I'm saying I can relate to too, because in that it probably would suggest to me in my evaluation of self that like something in my pursuit of it originally was completely self-serving. If I'm able to detach when now our emotions are on the line, and I am able to detach so coldly to where it's like that same intrigue doesn't at all insinuate anything about the ending of it.
Yeah.
That's because the detachment is self-serving, the intrigue was self-serving, the pursuit was self-serving, even if it seemed very mutual in the moment.
And isn't it like it's sort of like a subconscious thing, like
It
where
is.
I'm doing this in the beginning so that we can have these events and have these moments and have these memories, so I can justify, you know what I mean, like putting
Oh my
you
God.
putting
Creating
you
the
on,
fantasy.
yeah, creating this fantasy and putting you in this collectible section. You know what I mean? Like, I've created this relationship is now a novelty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is something that I can always cherish and put and you know what I mean, and dust off and shine off and hit you with a text like, hey, what's going on? Just to see it. I'm like, yep, still got you in the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, and that's real too. With people that you know, their intrigue and their beginning, like response to you, was not disingenuous in any respect,
Mm-hmm.
and rooted like in deep good soil. And so even upon your detachment, it's like if I were to want to return to this,
Yeah.
it is still rooted in good
Yeah.
deep soil.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I want to create a friendship or a moreship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, it's like that line can be blurred a lot, because like sometimes like you could just genuinely just have a memory and just like want to laugh about something.
Well, that would be, yeah. But we as yes, but humans have proven that we take genuine things and we contort them as well. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's subconscious sometimes. It's not always like this thing of like, yo, I'm gonna be this duplicitous individual, like, cause then you duplicitous and you are something's wrong with you. But I think like
Something's wrong with you.
it is subconscious a lot of times, like where we don't even know when we're doing it, we don't even know why we doing it, and we don't know that we're doing it.
Yeah, and that's why that pause that you talked about, Shy, where the reevaluation is necessary.
Right.
Now, we can be variant on when we think that number arrives. Oh, it has to happen after 2. I think more so.
We do all agree
it
that
needs
there
to
should
happen.
be some evaluation, self-evaluation that needs to take place.
I think it's less, for me, it's less about the number of relationships than it is about the type of relationship or what transpired. Because I think people who do serial dating, like you said, could just be out here just having fun. And it's like, there's always something to evaluate because we're ever changing, ever growing, and we're humans. But to the point where it's like, I dated 12 guys in college because that's just what I wanted to do and I liked them. If there's nothing of like substance there, then maybe that's not necessarily something that caused you to say, let me stop and reevaluate why these failed. They failed because you were shallow and he gained weight and you didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Like it probably isn't something that deep there. But then like if there's like, no, like a pause type of relationship is like, I think one that truly, one calls out ugly parts of you. Or it is evident how your behavior or character is affecting the relationship or the other person. Because you can't change them. You can see other people's issues very clearly, but you can't change them. But you can change you. Yeah, so leaving any relationship, even when the evident wrongs were on the other person, is a healthy practice. Because it also, even if your question is just what allowed me to be able to say this behavior is acceptable for the time I did accept it. Whatever the question is. Questioning yourself is always a healthy practice. But yeah, not necessarily 2, but certain type of relationships, I agree. For sure.
Cool.
Sheesh.
Q said, "Geesh."
Sorry, almost everyone I ever took to the movies.
Is that your beginner date?
In college, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Atlantic Station was right up there. We didn't have a car, but you know what I mean, you took the shuttle, you know what I mean, in college and all of that. Yeah, absolutely.
Was that
I don't know what to do after this. But I'll be the best first date you ever had, that's for sure. Second date, I don't know. Third date, I'm talking to you like I've known you forever.
You want me to follow up?
Huh?
You want me to follow up on that? On the second date? That's what I'm saying. That's you on the second date. And she's expecting more and you want me to follow up?
Yeah, if you get a second date, I'm definitely thinking about it. Yeah. If you get a second date, I'm definitely thinking about it. Because honestly, after the first one, I'm like, well, dang, we should be together by now. That's how I feel.
What is that?
I'm jacked up.
It's not even that. The mind takes this, like when you're really into them, like the mind just
if I'm into you,
no, I get it.
The future,
it's
like,
crazy. Because
calm down.
Because if you take somebody out just to take them out, you're not tripping, and they waiting on that call. But if you actually like the person, you're like, fam, what else do you want me to do? Every night I got to prove my love. You know what I mean? Like, we supposed to be together after this first one. You supposed to have the googly eyes after the first one. You know what I mean? I'm working.
I like that Keith is admitting that men also kind of take off mentally and plan when they really like somebody, because women are always we're always the ones that's kind of highlighted as like the planners and kind of the rushers in our head, whether we say it or not. But clearly men, when they like you, they making plans too.
Mm-hmm.
I am what's the word? I'm anomalous. No, that's not the word.
An anomaly?
Yeah, anonymous.
Anonymous.
I'm an enema.
Yeah.
Anomaly.
Anonymous.
You're not anonymous.
You combine 2 words.
No, okay, but I'm trying to find the right one, cause
sound like me today.
To be an anomaly would be anomalous. I am anomalous.
Anomalous. Okay. You want to use a different tense of the word?
Yes.
Okay.
So I can't say that every guy is like that, but when a guy does get like that, guys can become that way. You know what I mean?
I remember something my uncle told me a long time ago, and I live by this, and I still say it to other women and myself when I forget. When a man wants to be with you, he'll be with you. When a man likes you, he gonna like you.
And I hate that.
And this is, I'm gonna tell you why I stick with it is this. When I say be with you, I mean he will prove that he is interested, and you will not have to question that. This is why I say that. Mm-hmm. I think that it's become a norm for relationships to be going really great, or dating ships to be going really great, and the women be ready to commit, sitting on the edge of their seat at a reasonable time, and the man not ever initiating that next step, right? And the woman's like, I don't get it. We did everything. He liked me. We didn't da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, I just feel like we need to get to know each other. I'm not ready, da-da-da. But I think that you saying what you're saying and me understanding that men do also feel the urgency when they actually like somebody. I think men are simple in some ways, and this time I'm not saying like dumb. I mean simple as in they just compartmentalize. They want to get past a lot of times all of the like minute details. So it's like, I like you, okay, let's be together. And then like they do know along the way I'm gonna get to know you. But women understand like a lot of the time the process in like the on the way to like let's be together, right? I think when men try to make it seem as though they are putting all of this extra effort into getting to know all of these small details about you before committing to you, and they state that they like you, I think sometimes, a lot of the times, there's something in that is deeper than just, I just want to get to know you better. That's how I feel about it. Because I don't think most men are wired that way when they're sure.
Why? What way when they're sure?
I don't think they're wired to. I think when men are sure, they know what they want and they generally pursue what they want. And I think because of what I said earlier, men generally tend to skate past the minute details. I think when men try to overemphasize the minute details, but then claim that they're sure, for me, it's not necessarily a red flag. It just makes me pay attention more, and it makes me question it a little differently, because it just doesn't seem like the nature of a man, their natural state. Because why can't you be with somebody just because you're getting to know them? You're always going to be getting to know them, but you're sure.
I'll say this. I do disagree with this statement when people say if a man wants to be with you, he'll.
What's that voice?
I'm making fun of this person. Whoever says these things, it's my making fun of you voice. Whoever's saying this, I hate you. Whoever this is that says
you hate
this.
my uncle?
No, I don't know your uncle. I hate the thought. I'll say that. That's the thought. That's the thought. That's the sound of the thought.
Just like the thought.
Okay. Okay.
Because me personally, I've had to jump through a lot of hoops within myself to get to where I thought, like, well, I'll let you know. That was me letting you know. That's the best that I could do right now. You know what I'm saying? And to the other person, I might have not even done anything. You know what I mean? I might have given you the world in my mind. And to that person, it's like, man, he never made any efforts. And I hate that. I hate when people tell somebody what they thought effort was. I can't stand that. Like there was this there's one individual. Huh?
I think I'm one of those people.
You know what I mean? Like I was talking to someone, this was like a couple months ago, and she was like, you never made any effort. I'm like, what are you talking about? I literally said this and did that. Well, to me that means, and I'm like, that's it. To you, it didn't mean anything. To me, I went 2 miles. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's hard to like you know, what I mean, it's. I
I
always
get
say,
that.
I always say like, yo, it's a miracle for people to be together. Like it's a miracle. You know how much stuff has to align for you to actually find someone that you love and loves you back genuinely. You know how rare that is.
No, it is, and I think that what I was saying is only for me relevant to that situation I explained. When it has
Mm-hmm.
been time invested and we have expressed that we like each other, we're mutual in that. And the thing that is keeping us from being together is you saying I want to get to know you better. But in respect to what you just said, I hate that too because I don't like when people in general demean other people's experiences. So
Yeah.
experience, effort, all of that, just because it wasn't your experience and your effort. Like, don't
Like
try to tell me it wasn't enough or it's not worth mentioning. But I think what's missing in that normally is just a matter of communicating that for you that is effort and for the other person that it's not. And then if there is an interest in understanding each other versus just proving that you were putting forth effort, then it's like, okay, well, what expresses effort to you, and where can I
yeah.
possibly
That's where
do
I went.
that?
That's where I went, and then I caught him. I'm like, oh, here we are. Like, what's effort to you? And then you want to have a whole conversation to me about like what is an effort. I'm like, I'm not asking you that. I'm asking, what can I do to make you feel as though I'm putting forth effort? What
Which
is effort to
immediately
you?
should show should
Exactly. And
translate
then we
to
spend
care.
another half an hour. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I don't like you anymore.
It's not productive.
No.
It's just not productive. It's like,
No.
okay, I know what I
see where
didn't
this
do.
is going. I see where
Right.
this is going.
But
I think a lot of
conversation itself, having that conversation itself, I think the fact that you're even discussing that, most
Right.
women,
caring to ask, because I think that
Gosh.
there's been plenty of times that I've brought up something that I didn't like or didn't care for or didn't understand with a man, and it just was like an argument or just like a him then pulling away because he didn't feel like putting forth the effort of working that out. Well, you're not my girl, so why would I put forth this effort, right?
All right, now,
Energy.
boy, that is a telltale sign. I
Of
like
course.
that, because to me that's like a lit test, right?
It is.
So like when those situations occur, I'm like, man, am I willing to do this? Because I know the feeling of when I was enamored by someone, when I was like truly infatuated with someone. Am I willing to do that? What I've done, am I willing to do effort, quote unquote, in my mind for this person? And if I'm not, let's just cut ties right now. Let's just cut bait right here because I'm not about to waste this person's time and I'm not about to waste my time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That right there, yes, like fam, well, you not my girl. And I might not say it, but I definitely would think that I'm like, well, they not my girl, so I don't got to put forth that much effort. And then it's like, all right, well, then you don't want them to be a girl because whether they your girl or not, and you like them like that, you going to treat them like they your girl. You
And
know what I'm
women
saying?
say that too. He not my man. They limit
But women,
what they're
but
doing.
women will
and
say
giving-
that women,
Here we go.
women will say that he's not my man. Whole time wanting him to be your man, but
Now
you
that
don't want,
may be true.
but you don't want to get caught up in the emotion. So you got to make moves because you don't want to get caught
It's a
slipping.
protection.
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then with it is a protection when women say it most of the time, and then when men say it most of the time, you're right. It is definitely a telltale sign of like where they foresee.
Yeah.
This relationship
Women will
going.
keep going because like, well, you're not my man, so I got to do what I got to do. I got to do what I got to do. You're not my man, right? But they're like, that's for you to be like, well, that's for you to be all corny and be like, well, what if I want to be your man? What if I want to be? And then you're like, oh, well, then that's a conversation.
And you know what? These dumb voices you use are just as stupid as the conversation sounds to me because that's how over dating I am. I don't even want to do all the silly back and forth somewhere. Oh, yeah, I guess I want to be. Okay.
And
like that's me at this point. Okay.
Yeah, me too. I'll be like, all right. I'll just be watching them walk past, like
I'm not catching on to like all the little flirty. I'm not catching on to all the little flirty things that are empty. All the little cute stuff you done me. I don't want that. You need to come to me with what you want.
Oh my god.
I'm there, man. I'm there.
What you want?
So wait,
I'm
Here's
there.
what I want.
like I was talking to somebody. She was like, I was trying to be cute. I was flirting, and I'm 30. I'm
That's what I was
30,
gonna
I'm
ask
man.
not
Alana. I was like,
reading
Alana, you don't
too.
flirt?
I'm
I'm
30,
not
man.
reading. I do flirt, but I flirt
Okay.
when I feel comfortable with the assurance of the situation.
Okay.
I'm not doing a lot of stuff no more that's just like, it's just fun for the moment. I'm not trying to have fun in the moment.
Okay.
I'm trying to have a lot of fun eternally.
Okay.
So let's get past like like the actual real stuff.
Okay.
And I'm not a stick in the mud. I'm still myself. You know what I mean? But I just don't play the same types of games that are just like could possibly lead. No, this might work, maybe not. No. What do you want?
What do you want?
I was talking to my friend Colin the other day, and I was like, we were talking about relationships and what he wanted out of relationships right now, and it's completely different from what I want out of relationships right now. But I did say this. I'm like, fam, I'm over like marrying because of or wanting to be with someone because of like butterflies that I feel in my stomach. Like I want to build with someone, like literally, like I was like, you can learn to love someone, and he was like, yeah, you can definitely learn to love someone. I said, I want to be with someone I can start a business with, someone that can support me and someone that I can support. You know what I mean? Someone that's open to having 4 kids. You know what I mean? Like someone like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Hold on with the
of course,
4 kids. God damn. Like, whoa.
Sharice, you don't want any. So of course 4 kids seems like a lot to you.
Whoa. That's a lot.
Time out. Sharice is a product of a family with 4 kids.
I've seen her family. I saw them with
Just
all
for
their
context.
It's a lot of work.
teeth. I saw all their teeth.
Yeah, yeah, man.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, so
But no, honestly, okay, don't get me wrong. I used to go around saying I don't want any kids, I don't want any kids. But the truth of the matter is, I think I don't even want to say it because I'm not coming for my friends. That's not what I'm doing. I just never wanted to be that female that like I have my child and it's me and my child. Like I never wanted that. And because like of like everyone I was around, that's what I was seeing. All my friends were single moms. And and again, I love all my friends. I think they're phenomenal moms. Like they do great jobs, but I was just like, I don't want that for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So then
you do want children, but you would like them within
as
like,
I got
marriage.
older,
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I want.
As you got older, what?
As I got
32?
older. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like at
That's
32,
when he hit
you
me.
really like.
Because
I
at
don't know.
31, you were
First of all,
saying
when
you're
I
in
hit
one
30,
innings. And
I started like getting in my feelings about certain things. And that's when like the idea of like, maybe I do want a son. That's where it rooted from. I said I want a son. And then after that, I just kept I'm very, very sure that I want a son. I do want a son. I don't know.
For you the first
At this
time
point,
around.
I don't know how that son gonna come to be.
yeah,
But
you would be
I
a really
do.
tough, you'd be a really tough boy mom.
I do
see
want a
that.
son.
I hope
do.
that happens for you the first time around.
Me too, because honey, if it's a girl,
Or there will be a second
no, it won't. I'll be so mad. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, please, like, if y'all be like, why you not having a baby shower?
Because it's a girl.
It's a girl.
What we need that for? It's a girl.
And I just got this weird feeling that it's gonna be a cluster of all like me and my sisters and my mom. I'm like, oh no. I was like, nah, I don't want no parts. Like, I was like, that's just crazy right there. It's just too much going on.
Well, the right person coming around may change your mind. You may want more than one.
We'll see.
Wait.
Would you ladies call yourselves romantic?
I am.
Yeah, I'm thoughtful.
What's the difference?
But if you're thoughtful, you're not romantic?
I get that.
I guess,
can get that.
Yeah, because like I feel like
I get both sides.
Giving myself the title of romantic means like I think for me that insinuates like this kind of like mushy I'm thoughtful, meaning I pay a lot of close attention to detail. I'm gonna get you gifts that matter. I'm gonna do things for you randomly that I know matter to you. So I'm thoughtful in that way. I pay attention and I know things about people that they don't say to me.
Oh, so women.
Then I'm both.
So can women be romantic?
Can women be romantic?
Women ain't really viewed as having to be romantic, just thoughtful.
Well, no, because I think sometimes women's. This is the difference. So when I think of a man doing something for me, that's like, what is the things that you prefer? So sometimes women, even if they're not the executor, they're like, I want this to happen, and the scene and the thought in their mind of what they want to happen is romantic. For me, when I'm like,
you're thinking romantically.
So you're a romantic person, like that's where you come from, that space. Like you want romance. That's what speaks to you is romantic things. When I say, what do I want a partner to do for me? Normally it's rooted in thoughtfulness and consideration of like who I am as a person. Like I want him to like get this thing because that means he knows this about me versus like rose petals on the floor. And it's like, I don't like roses that much. That's just like, it is, but it is considered romantic. But it is considered romantic to the social norm. Social norm says rose petals on the ground is romantic. And I don't even like roses. So I think now the whole room smells like roses and I think it stinks. So that's me. But I do like thoughtful things.
I still think they're one and the same. And I really do think I'm a combination of both.
What makes you romantic, Sha? What you be doing?
I'll be chilling for the most part.
What you be doing that's romantic?
I don't know.
You know.
I feel like I'm letting all the jewels out the bag.
Girl.
No.
Not the secrets.
like you said, Alana, I'm very thoughtful, and I think it comes from a place of like when I'm really into you, it's not too much of my day that you're not really on my mind. Like
right.
I could set you aside because I got things to do. Right. But at some point, it's like I'm looking for you. Like whether it's a text, a call, or I don't know, like, you know, anyway, or just pulling up because I know where you are and just saying, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Like,
so those types of thoughts and actions are romantic to you. That's what you're saying.
And thinking out the box. I'm always intrigued when someone like really thinks out the box with me. I'm always intrigued. I'm like, oh, you knew that? Like, you know.
That's what thoughtful is to me. So maybe we needed to figure out what the definition of romantic is.
Exactly.
What's romantic?
If only we lived in 2021 and there was some sort of device that we could use to like look up definitions.
Keith is a jerk, man.
Romantic is defined as conducive to or characterized by the expression of love, characterized by, or suggestive of an idealized view of reality. A person with romantic beliefs or attitudes.
Nope, didn't clear up anything for me.
No, it didn't.
Definitely sounds like thought and romance combined.
Yep. That's. So maybe I am.
Thought and action combined, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thought and action and just like that lovey-dovey stuff that Alana was talking about.
That's what it sounds like to me. Which is cool.
I don't think I'm romantic anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
That sucks.
It does suck.
Why do you say it like that? Not anymore.
Because probably his experiences made him freaking tired.
Yeah.
Which I relate to. I don't feel like it. I don't even know if you're worth it and we married. I don't even know if you're worth it.
For real. I'm like, yo.
Still tired from dating.
For real. Like, yo, I need to be recharged, yo.
No, really. That's like, what I'm saying.
Like, sorry. Eighth grade was the last straw. Cats be jaded from 8th grade, bro.
Men really do be holding on to stuff that happened like super, super young. I've read.
You know why though?
So many
you
times.
know why though? Because we were taught that whole time that women are supposed to be smarter and more emotionally mature than we are at that age. So we think, okay, well, if this is what y'all are, this is what it's gonna be. And but what they don't tell you is that a lot of times the women that, even though they are more emotionally mature, at that point, a lot of them stay that way and they don't get any better. They don't tell you that.
True.
Well,
they get they stunt, their growth is stunted right there. Well, we more mature than you, but I'm like, we going to catch up at some point, girl.
Yeah, you were when we were 13, and now we're 25.
Right, and this is no longer okay.
And now you're still 13.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't even think I don't think if I list the characteristics of the type of man I want, romance would be
At the top of the list.
Yeah, it wouldn't be in the first round. And then somebody be like, "Oh, would you like a romantic guy?" I'm like, "Oh, that would be cool."
You like, yo, like does he, like, if you lived up here, like, I thought about this, right? I thought about this because I actually went to go shovel someone out. Like, I drove like literally like 40 minutes to shovel someone out the snow. Like, just off the strength that you are a woman and you're a black woman and you posted it. You was like, yo, if someone can shovel me out, I'll cash app you. I was like, I don't need any money. I just want to shovel you out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you need it.
Right.
But I thought about it, right? I'm like, man, if I had a girlfriend, this would kind of be expected of me to do this, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yes.
okay, these are things that I can do. I can fill your gas. I can take your car, get your car clean, fill the gas, so stuff like that. But
And those
yeah,
are all
I
things.
wouldn't necessarily constitute that as being romantic. I just think that would be like, yeah, thoughtful, but like duties, if you will.
Yeah, I think I'm very practical. And I
Yeah.
also think that I've been in a lot of situations that have like sobered me up to realizing exactly what actually makes a relationship last. So when you mention romance to me, it's like, and romance is important. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm saying based
It
on my
is.
person. Yeah, I'm saying based off my personality, what comes across, what triggers the same feelings of romance or that romance may in someone else generally look like this.
Right.
Right. And it's generally not wrapped around the things that are considered mushy gushy and all. I like that stuff.
Right.
I just don't like on the regular basis, like need that to feel validated. Like it's little things I pay attention to.
And we
communicate that to me.
As men, we are so inundated with women that do.
Oh yeah, women love romance.
No. So like women that need to be constantly validated.
Oh, through
You know what I mean? Through whatever. And I mean, and that's people and that's dependent. But this is the thought that's ringing in my head right now. Everything comes back to communication, right?
Yeah.
So if you get someone like a Shy or Alana, right? Someone like, well, I don't really need all of that. That still needs to be communicated because I might be out here like getting you flowers and stuff like that, thinking that that's what you need and what your heart desires. The whole time you're like, fam, I would really love it if
you detailed my car.
Yeah, that would be amazing. You know what I mean?
Detailed my car.
Give me a new set of tires.
Yeah.
I live in Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Exactly.
Atlanta's
That's
roads
expensive.
is so
I
trash.
think expensive things that adulthood calls for is romantic. That's romantic.
Yeah. I'm not
But that's
doing
what I mean.
expensive
They're practical. What people do for their girlfriends. That's what I'm saying.
sure
And maybe
they-
you won't at a certain stage, but
No, yeah.
yeah.
Shoot. And I think, and you guys are right. When you said earlier, like Keith looks at exes as like exes, and that's kind of like how I view romantic quote unquote relationships. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I am that. Again, going back to what we were saying, I am that person that dates, that has the potential to just date pretty. If I had the funds to just date every weekend, you know what I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that. And I wouldn't, and I don't have a problem with calling someone my girlfriend or like my ex-girlfriend that I dated for like a week, because I don't look at boyfriend. Like a lot of people look at boyfriend and girlfriend as like this lifetime commitment. And there's so many, honestly, there have been women that I have really, really liked that I've tried to like deprogram, for lack of a better word, really tried to deprogram them of that thinking like, fam, you're my girlfriend. You're not my wife.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there are literal expectations that we're supposed to have in these stages. You know what I'm saying? You are my girlfriend. You are not my wife.
You have to earn those titles, husband and wife. I think those are earned, you know.
And your behavior should look different.
Oh, please say it again. Please stop getting married and nothing's changed. Like that's
because you've been my wife this whole time. What you mean?
In the 70s.
Nothing's supposed to change.
Bro.
Because I've been treating you. I took a limousine to the 5th grade dance.
That's what I mean, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Bringing up old hurt.
There's no. I'm saying like there's nowhere up from here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
a limo.
Like, come on. Like, I did the limo in 5th grade. Like, yo, you've been my girlfriend this whole time. You've been my wife this whole time. You've been cooking and cleaning and all this type of stuff. And I've been doing this, that, and the third, or whatever we thought was appropriate. And he was like, well, I want more. What else is there? I'm like, this is it.
I blame the 70s. The 70s is when people really started shacking up. I think.
Why you say the 70s?
Because it is. Statistically, that is literally, it affected a lot of things. It affected, like, literally, like, diamond sales because people weren't getting engaged and married as often. Like, it affected a lot of things. The 70s was a real turn for, like, the way social norms were.
Curse you, Studio 54.
Curse you. Weed.
Curse you, Woodstock.
Yeah, curse you. But yeah, I mean, I'm being funny, but I mean, shacking still, I think is similar to what we're describing. It's just more of like an extreme version of it. But it's very true. When the behavior resembles that of like the ultimate commitment, there is really nowhere. And sometimes it's hard to draw that line because it's like, I like you. So I kind of like, or I love you. And so I want to be inhibited in the way that I show that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like bound because it's like I want to love you openly, freely, without bounds. And then also I want to make sure that you continue to see my value because I would like to be your wife to freely do this without bounds. So there's just this weird, I mean, that's a really interesting gray area and it causes for a lot of communication. A lot. Because you're also looking for things to prove that they should be your husband or wife.
Yeah, sometimes.
So
again, it's earned.
It is earned.
It's earned
from both ends.
Both ends. It's earned.
It is.
I was talking to my friend about this, and this might be a rabbit hole. I was talking to my friend about this the other day. A lot of times, like and not to pat myself on the back, but it's definitely gonna sound like it. But I've masticated myself enough on this podcast today, so I'll say it like this. I think a lot of times, like, cause communication is so important, but I think a lot of like people will communicate up until the point in which, like, people will communicate to their capacity and ability to communicate, right? And they'll want communication to that point, right? And a lot of times I found a lot of women like, yo, you need to communicate up until the point where, okay, it's really time to communicate. And then they're like, oh, well, never mind. You know what I mean? Like, oh, right. Never, like, no. You want to talk? Let's talk. Let's really talk. Like, oh, no.
I like those conversations.
No, like a lot of people, like, so I see a lot of people get in relationships, and I'll say this, and I don't care, but I've literally seen this with my own eyes. Sharice, be quiet. Don't hate me. I've seen people be with people because it makes them you know what I mean? Because it doesn't stress them and because it doesn't push them to grow.
Of course. Like
literally just be like, well, I'm going to be here because being with this other person, even though I really, really like and enjoy this person, is going to stretch my limits and it's going to make me be a better person. Whereas this person, I can be that person to this person. Oh, well, I can say to this person, you need to grow, you need to do better, you need to communicate more. Where and I won't get in this relationship because that person is going to do the same thing for me. Right.
And they're right.
Right. So I'm going to communicate to my capacity. And so this person, so I can be looked at as the person that's got it all together in this relationship, as opposed to being in this relationship where I can actually benefit and grow from.
That is very common.
And I never knew how common it was until maybe
Very
like
common.
3 years ago.
Yes. Very common. Absolutely. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So it is Black History Month. So I thought this was super important. I want to talk about people that aren't necessarily highlighted so much, and I do want to stress the inventors this year, just because I think a lot of times, well, I know for a fact that a lot of times, Black people aren't viewed as smart in the eyes of like scientists and people that are like that go to prestigious schools and things of that nature. But we are not a monolith, as we like to say. We are not monolithic. And so I want to talk about Valerie Thomas. And not ironically, not even coincidental. It's serendipitous that it is her birthday today.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Valerie L. Thomas, born February 8th, 1943, is an American scientist and inventor. She invented the illusion transmitter, for which she received a patent in 1980. She was responsible for developing the digital media formats, image processing systems used in the early years of the Landsat program. So that's a fancy way of saying that she created the technology used to enable people to watch 3D anything.
Mm-hmm.
So 3D films, 3D, that's her. That's Valerie L. Thomas,
That's
a Black
dope.
woman.
Wow.
So let's look at her noticeable achievements, because of course her career is extensive. But throughout her career, Thomas held high-level positions at NASA, including heading the Large Area Crop Inventory Experiment, or LACY, collaboration between NASA OAA and USDA in 1974, serving as assistant program manager for Landsat Nimbus 1975 to 1976, managing the NSSDC computer facility in 1985, managing the Space Physics Analysis Network program from 1986 to 1990, and serving as Associate Chief of the Space Science Data Operations Office. She authored many scientific papers and holds a patent for the illusion transmitter for her achievements. Thomas has received numerous awards, including the Goddard Space Flight Center Award of Merit and NASA's Equal Opportunity Medal. She mentored countless students and youth through the Goddard Space Flight Center, National Technical Association, Women in Science and Engineering, the National Technical Association, Space Mathematics, Aerospace Research, and Technology Inc. program. So I want to say happy birthday and thank you to Valerie Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Things that we utilize all the time, like
Right.
come on now, like the flat iron, the traffic light, the telephone, the cell phone.
That's why
We built this country.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Valerie Thomas, and surprisingly enough, happy birthday. Also, happy birthday to Lon Richardson. Happy birthday to you,
Lon.
Don.
Lon.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Birthday ish.
Yeah.
Birthday.
So I think maybe we got time for one more topic, maybe. I don't know. We talked about Are You Romantic? We talked about Big Lotto. We talked about the NBA All-Star Game. How many exes are you allowed to have? There was something that Devin wanted to talk about, but I'm not going to justify it or because he's not here. Yeah, I'm not gonna honor it.
It's in oh.
Let's talk about this real quick.
Okay.
There's a pastor, former pastor, now stripper.
Oh.
You want to dive into this right now? I think okay, never mind.
Say what you want to say, black woman.
No, I just thought that we would like cover like not like sweep past this like so fast. But
Okay, we'll come back to it.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
I was going to do a whole sample of it, but I don't feel like it. If all hearts and minds are clear, this has been Thank God for the Group Chat. I have been your host, Keith Roberson. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on all podcast platforms. We are there. Follow us on
Oh, it's lit.
YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. We are also on Facebook. Shout out to our African listeners. Shout out to our European listeners. Shout out to our South American listeners. Shout out to everybody listening, man.
Keith, any of our listeners from Ghana? You ever
Probably.
see that?
I gotta look, but probably. Are
If
you
you're from Ghana, stand up.
Are you from
Stand
Ghana?
up.
Are you Ghanaian?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to say it, so I said it that way.
Are you from Ghana?
Are you from Ghana?
If you from Ghana, stand
Yo,
up.
I didn't know Sharice was African till I went to her Sweet 16.
A lot of people found out that.
And my world was rocked. I said, yo, we in the presence of literal royalty. Yeah.
I love it.
Anything else? Anything I want to say?
I got it on DVD, Alana. I'll show you.
Okay, I'd love to see that.
That's it.
That's it. It's been real. Thank you.
Okay. Bailey, Daddy loves you. Peace.